Family dinners at the Montgomery mansion were always an exercise in humiliation. But tonight's gathering celebrating my brother James's promotion to CEO of Montgomery Industries was proving to be especially brutal. And then, James laughed, waving his crystal wine glass, little Olivia here tries to tell me her startup is disrupting the industry. Can you believe it? As if her tiny software company could compete with real businesses. I pushed my untouched filet mignon around my plate, remembering the acquisition papers sitting in my laptop bag. The ones that would make his real business mine by morning. Now James, our older sister Margaret chimed in with fake sympathy, don't be too hard on her. Not everyone can handle the pressure of running a major corporation. Some people are better suited to smaller ventures. I am Olivia Montgomery, though my family seems to prefer little Olivia, or the disappointing one, or our sister who thinks she's a tech entrepreneur. 3 years ago, I walked away from my cushy executive position at Montgomery Industries to start Horizon Technologies. My family had never forgiven me for what they saw as a betrayal of our 100-year legacy. Speaking of your little project, my father said, examining his expensive watch rather than looking at me, how many employees do you have now? 6. 273, I replied quietly. James nearly choked on his wine. 200? Come on, Olivia. Stop exaggerating. Your entire company operates out of that shabby office park downtown. That shabby office park was actually a carefully constructed front. Horizon Technologies' real headquarters occupied 3 floors of a prestigious high-rise across town, hidden behind a shell company name. But they didn't need to know that. Not yet. I saw your website the other day, Margaret added, scrolling through her phone. Still using that basic template? You really should hire a proper design team. I know some people who might help, for a reasonable fee. My phone buzzed silently in my pocket. A message from my CFO. Final paperwork cleared. Funds transferred. Ready when you are. Olivia's always been the dreamer of the family, my mother sighed, patting my hand condescendingly. Remember when she was little? Always talking about changing the world with technology. Well, she certainly changed her world, James smirked. Changed it from a corner office at Montgomery Industries to whatever storage closet she's calling her headquarters now. More laughter around the table. I took a small sip of water, thinking about the headlines that would hit their phones in exactly 17 minutes. I just worry about you, dear, my mother continued. You had such a promising future with the family company. Vice President of Operations by 35, just like your brother. Now look at James, youngest CEO in Montgomery Industries history. James puffed up with pride. The board's announcement goes public tonight. James Montgomery Jr. takes helm of family empire. Has a nice ring to it, doesn't it? If only they knew about the other announcement scheduled for tonight. Did you at least bring in any revenue this quarter? My father asked, finally deigning to look at me. Or are you still burning through your trust fund? I thought about Horizon's last quarterly report, $380 million in revenue, with profit margins that would make Montgomery Industries board members weep. But those numbers were carefully hidden behind private company protections and non-disclosure agreements. We're doing fine, I said simply. Fine. James laughed. Montgomery Industries did $50 million last quarter. That's what real success looks like, little sister. Not some pathetic startup playing at being a real company. My phone buzzed again. My assistant this time. Press release scheduled for 8:15 p.m. All major financial news outlets confirmed. I checked my watch. 12 minutes. You know, Margaret said, reaching for the expensive Bordeaux, there's still time to come back to the family business. I'm sure James could find you a suitable position. Something appropriate for your skills. Thank you, but I'm happy where I am. Happy? James scoffed. Running some tiny software shop while the rest of us operate in the real business world? Your entire company probably doesn't even make what I spend on lunch accounts. I smiled slightly, remembering the board meeting where we'd reviewed Montgomery Industries' financials. Their impressive numbers had sealed their fate. They were vulnerable, overextended, and perfect for a takeover. Speaking of business, my father turned to James. Have you heard anything about those rumors? The ones about a tech company looking to acquire firms in our sector. James waved his hand dismissively. Probably just market speculation. No tech company has the resources to acquire Montgomery Industries. We're too big, too established. My phone buzzed one final time. My legal team, acquisition complete. Ownership transferred. Congratulations on your new company. 8 minutes. I just don't understand, my mother sighed. Why you insist on this startup fantasy when you could be part of something real? Something significant. Your little tech experiment is pathetic, James declared, raising his glass. A real Montgomery builds on the family legacy, not whatever this is. I checked my watch again. 5 minutes until their phones would light up with the news that their precious family legacy had just been acquired by my pathetic startup. More wine, little sister? James asked mockingly. Or is that too expensive for a startup founder's budget? 4 minutes. You know what's really pathetic? Margaret added. Pretending your tiny company matters in the real business world. It's embarrassing, honestly. 3 minutes. My father lifted his glass. To James Montgomery Jr., new CEO of Montgomery Industries. Now this is what real success looks like. 2 minutes. I picked up my water glass, watching them all toast to their imagined superiority. In exactly 120 seconds, their worlds would shatter. And I would be right here at their celebration dinner watching it happen. The first phone buzzed at exactly 8:15 p.m. Then another. And another. Around the table, screens lit up with breaking news notifications, interrupting their self-congratulatory celebration. James reached for his phone first, his face turning an interesting shade of white as he read the headline. Breaking. Horizon Technologies acquires Montgomery Industries in surprise $2.8 billion takeover. What? He whispered, his wine glass freezing halfway to his mouth. This has to be a mistake. Margaret grabbed her own phone, manicured fingers trembling. No. This isn't possible. More headlines flashed across their screens. Tech startup Horizon Technologies makes power move in industry-shaking acquisition. Montgomery Industries sold to rising tech giant in unexpected deal. Olivia Montgomery. From pathetic startup to industry titan. My father's phone clattered to the table. Olivia, he said, his voice barely a whisper, what have you done? I took another small sip of water, enjoying the panic spreading across their faces. Oh, did the announcement go out? Perfect timing. You. James stood up so quickly his chair toppled backward. Your pathetic little startup. You're behind this? Horizon Technologies isn't so pathetic after all, is it? I opened my laptop, turning it to show them the acquisition documents. By the way, James, congratulations on becoming CEO. For exactly. I checked my watch, 43 minutes. That might be a record. This is a joke, Margaret declared, but her voice shook. Your tiny company couldn't possibly have the resources to dash $380 million in quarterly revenue, I cut her off. 85% profit margins. Over $4 billion in liquid assets. Would you like to see the numbers? I have them right here. My mother's hands flew to her pearls. But your shabby office downtown. A front, I explained calmly. Our real headquarters takes up 3 floors of the Morgan building. You know that glass tower you always admired? I bought it last year. My father's face had turned an alarming shade of red. You can't do this. We're family. The board would never dash. The board already did, I interrupted, pulling out more documents. They voted unanimously this morning. Apparently, they were quite impressed with Horizon's technology and concerned about Montgomery Industries' declining market share. James lunged for my laptop. Show me those documents. Careful, brother dear. Assaulting a CEO could have serious consequences. Speaking of which, I turned to my phone. Sarah, please implement Protocol Alpha. What's Protocol Alpha? Margaret demanded. As if in answer, their phones buzzed again, emails from Montgomery Industries' HR department. Effective immediately, all executive positions are under review. Please clear your offices by noon tomorrow. You're firing us? James's voice cracked. From our own company. Not your company anymore, I corrected him. And yes, all C-suite positions are being eliminated. We'll be restructuring under Horizon's management team. Mother. Margaret turned to our shell-shocked parents. Do something. My mother's face had crumpled. Olivia, please. We can talk about this. Come back to the family dash. Family. I laughed softly. Like how you welcome me at family dinners. Mocked my company. Called my success pathetic. I stood up, smoothing my dress, the same one Margaret had earlier called suitable for a small business owner. The press conference is scheduled for tomorrow morning. I'll be announcing Horizon's plans for Montgomery Industries restructuring. You're welcome to watch the live stream, assuming you can afford the internet after today. This is revenge, James spat. Plain and simple revenge. No, brother dear. This is business. Real business. The kind you thought I couldn't handle. I picked up my laptop bag. By the way, that corner office you're so proud of? I'll be using that as a storage room. My father finally found his voice. You've destroyed this family. No, father. I built something bigger than this family. Something real. Something significant. I quoted his earlier words back to him. Isn't that what you always wanted? More phones buzzed, financial news alerts showing Montgomery Industries stock soaring on news of the acquisition. My acquisition. One more thing. I paused at the dining room door. That shabby office park you all laughed at? I bought that too. Might use it for junior employee parking. The chaos behind me was spectacular. James was frantically calling his lawyers. Margaret was crying into her wine glass. My mother had collapsed into her chair, pearls clutched so tightly they might snap. My phone buzzed one last time, a message from my assistant. Cars ready out front, Ms. Montgomery. Would you like me to send a cleaning crew for your new corner office? I looked back at my family's shattered celebration. At James's CEO announcement speech cards scattered across the table. At Margaret's phone still buzzing with headlines about her little sister's triumph. No need for cleaning yet, I replied. Let them pack up their own pathetic legacy. Outside, my driver held the door to my Bentley, the one I'd parked between James's Ferrari and Margaret's Mercedes. The same car they'd probably assumed I couldn't afford. Where to, Ms. Montgomery? I smiled, thinking of the empty corner office waiting for me. The one James had been so proud of just an hour ago. Take me to my new company, I said. The real one. As we pulled away, I could see them through the dining room window, the mighty Montgomery family, brought down by the pathetic startup they'd never taken seriously. Tomorrow they'd wake up to find their kingdom gone, their titles stripped, their legacy now just a subsidiary of Horizon Technologies. Sometimes success isn't about proving others wrong. Sometimes it's about letting them mock you right up until the moment their phones buzz with the news that changes everything. And sometimes the sweetest victory is served at a family dinner, right between the filet mignon and their shattered dreams. My phone buzzed one final time, an email from James. We can fix this. Come back to the family. Please. I deleted it without reading further. They'd never understood that I hadn't left the family business. I just built a better one,